Welcome to our channel Info World. Before we proceed further, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Please watch video till end to improve your knowledge and motivation.
Today, we are talking about near-death experience, or NDE. Near-death experiences, NDEs, are profound psychological events that occur to individuals who come close to death or are in situations of extreme physical or emotional danger. These experiences often include vivid perceptions, sensations, and insights, leading to transformative changes in the individual's life. Over the years, NDEs have captured the interest of scientists, spiritual leaders, and the general public, sparking debates and studies on their causes, implications, and meanings. First, take a look at historical context of NDE. NDEs are not a modern phenomenon. Historical texts, religious scriptures, and ancient literature contain references to experiences resembling NDEs. In ancient Greek literature, the philosopher Plato recorded the story of a soldier who was thought dead but revived and shared his journey to the afterlife. In the 20th century, medical advancements led to an increase in resuscitation rates, bringing more NDE reports. The term near-death experience was coined by Dr. Raymond Moody in his 1975 book Life After Life, which compiled numerous NDE accounts and identified common elements. Let's explore common elements of NDEs. Out-of-body experience, OBE. Many individuals report an OBE where they perceive themselves floating above their physical bodies, observing medical personnel or their surroundings from a detached perspective. Tunnel experience. A significant number of NDEs include the sensation of moving through a tunnel towards a bright light. This light is often described as warm, loving, and welcoming. Encounters with deceased relatives or beings of light. Experiencers frequently report meeting deceased loved ones or beings of light who communicate telepathically and provide a sense of peace and love. Life review. Some individuals undergo a life review where they relive significant moments of their life in detail, experiencing the emotional impact of their actions on others. Transformation and aftereffects. Many NDEs near-death experiencers report profound changes in their values, priorities, and outlook on life. They often describe a decreased fear of death, an increased sense of spirituality, and a heightened appreciation for life. What people experienced in NDEs: sensations of peace and painlessness. Many NDEs describe an overwhelming sense of peace, even if their physical condition was painful or traumatic. This sensation is often accompanied by feelings of comfort and well-being. Bright light and tunnel. A commonly reported element is the presence of a bright, often blinding light at the end of a tunnel. The light is frequently described as inviting and comforting, sometimes interpreted as a spiritual or divine presence, meeting beings or entities. Experiencers often report encountering beings of light, spiritual figures, or deceased relatives. These entities are usually perceived as loving and supportive, sometimes conveying messages or guidance. Life review. Some individuals undergo a life review where they relive significant moments of their life in detail, experiencing the emotional impact of their actions on others. Transformation and aftereffects. Many NDEs near-death experiencers report profound changes in their values, priorities, and outlook on life. They often describe a decreased fear of death, an increased sense of spirituality, and a heightened appreciation for life. Let's talk about what people experienced in NDEs. Sensations of peace and painlessness. Many NDEs describe an overwhelming sense of peace, even if their physical condition was painful or traumatic. This sensation is often accompanied by feelings of comfort and well-being. Bright light and tunnel. A commonly reported element is the presence of a bright, often blinding light at the end of a tunnel. The light is frequently described as inviting and comforting, sometimes interpreted as a spiritual or divine presence, meeting beings or entities. Experiencers often report encountering beings of light, spiritual figures, or deceased relatives. These entities are usually perceived as loving and supportive, sometimes conveying messages or guidance. Altered sense of time and space. Many individuals describe a distorted sense of time, where moments feel elongated or condensed. Some report experiencing multiple events or locations simultaneously. Intense emotions. The emotional intensity of NDEs varies, but common feelings include love, joy, and a sense of unity with the universe. Some also experience regret or sadness during life reviews. Life review and insights. During a life review, individuals often re-experience key moments from their lives, gaining insights into their actions and their impact on others. This process can lead to profound realizations and a shift in personal values. Reluctance to return. Many NDEs report a reluctance to return to their physical bodies, feeling drawn to the peace and love of the experience. However, they often sense a purpose or mission that prompts their return. Let's discuss scientific perspectives of NDEs. Neurological explanations. Scientists propose various neurological explanations for NDEs. These include lack of oxygen. Hypoxia. Hypoxia can cause hallucinations and altered perceptions, which may explain some NDE elements. Temporal lobe activity. Increased activity in the temporal lobe during critical situations might produce vivid experiences. Endorphin release. The brain's release of endorphins during extreme stress or trauma can create sensations of peace and euphoria. Let's talk about psychological theories to explain NDE phenomenon. Some psychologists suggest that NDEs are psychological defense mechanisms that help individuals cope with the fear of death. These experiences could be the brain's way of providing comfort during a life-threatening event. Let's take a look at counter-arguments against scientific perspectives of NDEs. Inconsistencies with hypoxia theory. Critics argue that the hypoxia theory does not account for the clarity and vividness of NDEs. Hypoxia typically leads to confusion and disorientation, yet many NDE reports involve coherent and structured experiences. Temporal lobe activity limitations. While temporal lobe activity is linked to altered states of consciousness, skeptics point out that it cannot fully explain the detailed and consistent nature of NDE narratives. Additionally, NDEs occur in various contexts, not solely during temporal lobe activation. Endorphin release questioned. The endorphin release theory is challenged by the fact that endorphins usually produce euphoria and pain relief, but do not explain the complex visual and auditory experiences reported in NDEs. Moreover, the profound and lasting transformative effects of NDEs seem disproportionate to what endorphin release alone could cause. Psychological theories limitations. Psychological theories are criticized for reducing NDEs to mere coping mechanisms. Opponents argue that these theories fail to address the consistency of NDE elements across cultures, ages, and medical conditions. Additionally, the profound life changes reported by NDEs are seen as unlikely to stem from simple psychological defense mechanisms. Veridical perceptions. One of the strongest counterarguments is the phenomenon of veridical perceptions, where NDEs report accurate details about their surroundings or events that occurred while they were clinically unconscious or dead. These accounts challenge purely scientific explanations, suggesting that consciousness may persist independently of brain activity. Case studies. Anita Moorjani. Anita Moorjani is a well-known NDE who shared her experience in the book Dying to Be Me. Diagnosed with terminal cancer, she slipped into a coma and had an NDE where she felt immense love and understanding. Upon returning, her cancer miraculously disappeared, baffling doctors. Dr. Eben Alexander. Neurosurgeon Dr. Eben Alexander described his NDE in Proof of Heaven. After falling into a coma due to severe bacterial meningitis, he experienced a journey through realms of consciousness, meeting a being who guided him. His recovery was deemed medically inexplicable. Pam Reynolds. Pam Reynolds underwent a rare surgical procedure called hypothermic cardiac arrest. During the operation, she had an NDE, recalling detailed observations of the surgical instruments and conversations, despite being clinically dead. Cultural and religious interpretations. Let's talk about Western perspectives about NDE. In Western societies, NDEs are often interpreted through a spiritual or religious lens, with many associating the experiences with heaven, angels, or an afterlife. Let's take a look at what is Eastern perspectives about NDE. In Eastern cultures, NDEs may be seen as encounters with ancestors or deities. For example, in Hinduism, NDEs might be interpreted as a soul's temporary journey to the afterlife before being sent back to fulfill their karma. What impact NDE has on individuals who experienced it? Emotional and psychological changes. NDEs often lead to significant emotional and psychological transformations. Individuals report increased compassion and empathy, a greater understanding of others' feelings and an urge to help, loss of fear of death, a deeper belief in an afterlife or continuation of consciousness, heightened sense of purpose, a renewed focus on life's meaning and personal growth, social and relational changes. Experiencers may face challenges in sharing their NDEs, as others might be skeptical. However, many find support in communities and organizations dedicated to studying and discussing NDEs. Research and studies on NDE. The International Association for Near-Death Studies, IANDS. IANDS is a leading organization in NDE research, providing resources, support, and a platform for experiencers to share their stories. Studies conducted by researchers like Dr. Bruce Grayson have sought to quantify and analyze NDE reports, aiming to understand their nature and implications. Near-death experiences continue to fascinate and intrigue both the scientific and spiritual communities. While there is no consensus on their nature or origin, NDEs offer profound insights into the human condition, the nature of consciousness, and the mysteries of life and death. Whether seen as spiritual awakenings or neurological phenomena, NDEs challenge our understanding of reality and the potential continuity of consciousness beyond physical existence. As research progresses, we may uncover more about these remarkable experiences and their impact on human life. References: Moody, R. 1975. Life After Life, Alexander, E. 2012. Proof of Heaven, Grayson, B. 2007. The Near-Death Experience Scale, International Association for Near-Death Studies, IANDS Van Lommel, P. 2010. Consciousness Beyond Life.
For interesting and informational content, please watch other videos from our channel. Please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button.